Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Success Spotlight, and today I'm your host Ray Ahn, and I'll be pretty much sharing with you guys some of the services that we offer, some of the things that I've been noticing, especially in this time of the quarantine, where a lot of people are feeling very unstable, very nervous and fearful. And so, I just kind of want to start and give a background, I guess, for those of you guys who don't might not even know about me. My name is Raymond On. I'm a podcaster. I do social media growth. I'm a specialist in terms of growing people on Instagram, and I've been able to help build a lot of personal brands on Instagram as well as businesses, and giving consulting on them as well. But I think some of the ways that I pivoted was by focusing more on online growth, like helping people online to get more sales, get more leads, reaching out to people through Facebook, closing deals through Zoom. I believe that a lot more business will happen on the internet, not just in person. And so I really believe that things like this over video, over Zoom and things like that, those are the new ways that people will be able to sell their services to a lot of people. And some of the services that we offer here also at Togetherness Media is some of the ad spots. You could purchase ad spots here so that some of the segments here you could pretty much get airing for whatever company or businesses that you have so that people can learn about your business by advertising with Togetherness Media. And through shows like this, you could be featured on a segment before a show that comes up so that your ad can be shown to more people. And we do 20-minute segments. We have other types of segments. We have the pricing broken down in our media structure kit. But as for that, that goes for the pricing. And today I just wanted to talk about just what the importance is of staying online, staying visible where people can see you. Even though a lot of people don't see you, face to face, they might see you online. They might see you on Instagram. They might see you posting on Instagram stories or on Facebook groups. And these are the ways that you could get people to find out about you and stay relevant by posting content online. A lot of people I see, they're not really posting content on a weekly or even daily basis, and that's missing out. A lot of people are missing out on all the eyeballs and attention that they could be getting by just placing their content online for people to consume and learn about. So that's why um, also here at Togetherness Media, we also have social media channels. We have Togetherness Media on Instagram. We have Hello Hollywood on Instagram. We have a lot of our different projects on social media platforms for you to check out. And the more that we post on there, the more that you're going to find out about us. And so the importance of posting, social media content regularly is so that you become relevant and so that more people see you as relevant, because if you stop posting, they're just going to forget about you. They're going to forget about what you're about. And so those people who are posting regularly, they're going to be the ones getting the attention instead of you, because you're not putting yourself out there for people to see and notice. And so even if it's a small bit of, even if it's a couple seconds to a minute length of content, that's going to be really important for you to put it out there, so that people will learn about you and they'll remember you, and they'll keep being reminded about you the more that you post. The more that you post, the more people will find you as relevant and will join your group, will join your coaching or whatever it is that you have to offer, as long as you are keep putting out relevant content out there. I also want to talk about, just for those of you guys who are camera shy, I could totally relate because I'm also not the type to want to put myself out on camera. I was actually very shy growing up as an Asian kid in a predominantly white neighborhood. And so, even at a young age, I wasn't used to putting myself out there. Not a lot of Asian people are used to putting themselves out there. A lot of them want to stay behind the covers, they want to stay behind the scenes. I'm like that as well. But the main reason that I came out onto, TV platforms and stories, the main reason was so that I could influence people, so that I could share my story with people, and so that more people would have courage to be able to share their story. I feel like it takes someone to have the courage to be able to put themselves out there in order for other people to have the courage to do that as well. And so the more that you put yourself out on camera, the more that you get used to putting your voice out there, putting your content out there, the more people will recognize you and the more people will respect you. And even if at the beginning you might not sound confident, you might not sound very composed, the more that you practice talking and speaking and putting yourself out in front of the camera, the more that you're going to develop your confidence, the more that you're going to develop your public speaking skills. And honestly, it's only going to help you grow and stretch yourself outside of your comfort zone. And so, if you guys haven't yet practiced putting yourself out on camera, whether it's on Instagram story, whether it's on your Instagram feed, I really suggest you to start recording, start putting out maybe 2 to 3 pieces of content of you speaking to the camera a week and see where that leads you. And so, a lot of people can relate to you more if there's a face, right? Instead of just having pictures or instead of just having text. A lot more people can relate to you if there's a picture. I mean, if there's a video of you speaking instead of just a still image. And so I know a lot of Instagram is it's just a lot about, still photos, pictures of people, girls posing. But that's not really what Instagram is about. It's about sharing what message you have. Not just Instagram, but Facebook, and Twitter, you can't really share images. You can't share videos, I mean. So Twitter is more for your content, for your text. And so, yeah, I want to kind of go over each platform. For those of you guys who don't know, for Twitter, a lot of your content will be, a lot of your Twitter content is going to be text. So for that text, you're going to find that, writing short pieces of copy work better than just video or images. As far as Instagram goes, images work, videos work, Facebook too. Images and videos work. I would say on Instagram, less than 1 minute videos work the best. For Facebook, I would say anywhere from a minute to over work the best. And for YouTube, I would say, 5 minutes and up. That's kind of the usual length of a YouTube video. Unless if it's a music video, then it's around 4 minutes. But other than that, I would say that people have to kind of find their platform that they feel comfortable with and get used to putting yourself out on those platforms. For LinkedIn, you could put text, you could put Facebook, you could put Instagram, you could put pretty much every type of content, whether it's video content, whether it's still images, all of those work for LinkedIn. But LinkedIn, like I said, is more for professional type of content. You wouldn't put a meme on LinkedIn and expect people to engage. But that might be a great way for you to kind of test things out. So whatever social platform that you're on, it's important that you test it out. It's important that you try it out for yourself. See what kind of content would work for you. I think the biggest thing is people don't even start. And so that's the biggest mistake that I see people make. It's not that they don't have good content, it's just that they haven't tried putting themselves out there because they're too afraid of what people think, or they're too afraid that their content won't look the best. But everyone's first podcast, everyone's first video, none of it was perfect, right? Nothing was perfect at the beginning. It all had a process, and over time, things were refined and people got better. And that's how you see very successful people today. If you go back to what they were like on their very first video or their very first YouTube video or the very first podcast, you're going to see that it sucked. You're going to see that it wasn't great. And so I would encourage everyone listening to just start practicing, recording yourself, putting yourself out there, and just putting content out there, even if you don't think it's perfect, even if you don't think that it's what everyone will want to see. As long as you're consistently putting it out there and trying to help people and serve people, then I think that that intention is what's going to take you much farther than just, hey, is my content good, or do I look good in this, or worrying about people's judgments. I think that's one of the biggest things that prevent people from putting themselves out there. It's the fear of being judged. But everyone, has, the fear of being judged. Everyone is going to be judged whether you put yourself out there or not. So whether you put yourself out there or not, it's up to you. Whether people judge you or not, it's up to them. But as long as it's up to you, I would say put out that piece of content, put out that piece of video or podcast, like launch it so that more people can be inspired and can also do the same thing. And so I think this quarantine is a perfect time for you to explore, different ways that you could put your own type of content out there, whether it's TikTok. TikTok is really the new platform that's popping off for a lot of people because people are finding it very quick, very fast, very engaging. So I know that a lot of people might not feel like they can keep up with TikTok and with all the social media platforms, but I would just recommend just try doing one video a day. Just try doing one video a week, and just start from there and see where you end up. And so, other than that, I want to say, as far as some of the other services we offer besides ads, some of it is website creation. I think there was an ad earlier that showed people how to create websites. And also, if you guys are interested in, social media or other types of services, there are people who offer that, like myself. But, I think a lot of what we want to talk about is just what services can you offer. I think one of the biggest things for me that I had trouble with was coming up with my offers. So for those of you guys who might not know what you want to offer to people online, because a lot of people were so used to making offers in person, they weren't used to making offers online. And so nowadays, people are making deals online for, thousands of dollars for exchange, for value exchange, whether it's for a piece of social media advice or whether it's for growth on Instagram, whether it's for an Instagram asset like an Instagram page. People actually go and buy these digital assets online, and people there are people out there who are buying, things online, and pretty much they haven't ever met that person face to face. And so it sounds kind of crazy, but that's kind of the new world we live in, where people do business with other people online, and it's totally fine because there's apps like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, other things like that that help people to, make online transactions so much easier. If the only way we had to make transactions was through cash, then this online business would not be possible. So that's kind of some of the things I want to talk about. A lot of the common payment methods people use that I use personally is like PayPal or Venmo or a Cash App. All of these are digital, currency carrying platforms that you could use to transfer exchange, transfer value. And so you don't really need to use a bank account, even though bank accounts do have online ways of transferring money, like bank wires and routing and account numbers and stuff like that. But there are much quicker ways to do that, like I said, through Venmo. I think Facebook has a Facebook online paying tool. So you could pay people through Facebook Messenger just by, being on Facebook. So there's a lot of ways that you can get paid right now on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on the internet. And so I would really advise you guys to check those different platforms out. PayPal is one of the easiest methods. I like PayPal because they have an invoice. So if you can invoice someone, you could keep track of what you charge them for. You could also remind people to pay those invoices. Another good one is Stripe, if you guys haven't heard of Stripe. So Stripe is an online payment processing platform. You could put up recurring payments on Stripe. You could also put up reminders of who to bill for the next time and things like that. And so these are all online trading platforms, or currency transferring platforms that you could use for your business if you guys haven't heard of it. So it's PayPal, Stripe, Venmo, Cash App. Venmo and Cash App are more for your friends, so that you would send it, say you owe someone $10 for a meal. You would Venmo them or Cash App them. You wouldn't usually PayPal them or Stripe them. PayPal and Stripe are more for business transactions. Venmo and Cash App are more for quick, very short amount of money, small amount of money transactions. But if you wanted to spend, or send thousands of dollars, you can also use Cash App or Venmo. It's just Venmo and Cash App are more between friends for small, amounts of money. PayPal and Stripe are more for large amounts of money that you want to send, especially to your clients on a month by month basis. And so, yeah, those are kind of some of the things that I wanted to talk about. We still have, several minutes remaining, but other than that, I want to say that, if you guys, let me get, if you guys are not already, on those platforms like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, I would really advise you guys to go and make a profile today and start posting. Start posting something that is about, hey guys, I'm starting my first post. Um, Support me as I'm trying this out. Something like that. You could put something as simple as that and then see the interaction come. And so a lot of people will support you because they're gonna see your posts and see what you're about. So yeah, I'd really recommend for you guys to put yourself out on social media, put yourselves out more onto the internet. If you guys are nervous or shy, practice in front of the camera, start recording, yourself. You could even record yourself go live. If you go live, you have no choice but to just keep talking and just wait until people come on. I know a big fear for people going on live is they feel like, hey, what if nobody comes onto my live? What if no one will show up? It doesn't matter because you're not doing this for other people, you're doing this for you. And so I want to say, for those of you guys who feel self-conscious about putting yourself on camera, worrying about how many people will show up, just stop that and just start practicing, putting yourself on camera, putting yourself on live. And so more people get used to seeing you, and more people get used to seeing that, you're someone that, is constantly putting themselves out there and trying to provide value to people. And so this is something that even I struggle with, with Facebook, with Instagram. Putting myself there on a consistent basis is not easy, but it's definitely worth it if you're trying to build your brand online and your business online. And not only that, I think just posting is not enough to grow your followers nowadays. Nowadays, if you want to grow on Instagram or Facebook, you're going to have to pay somebody to grow you, or you're going to have to pay someone to boost your ads. So nowadays, organic traffic is very limited, and not many people are able to, access that kind of traffic. So the best way would be to keep posting, keep letting people know who you are, so more people know about your story, more people know about, your journey, and more people know about your offers and what you have to offer. So, like I said, for me, I grew up in Brea, California, in Orange County, mostly among white people, and never really had a chance to share my voice. But after college, after leaving medical school and pursuing entrepreneurship and social media full time, I was able to build a podcast interviewing multimillionaires, CEOs, people who have millions of followers. I was able to do this even though I was a shy Asian kid. And the reason I was able to do that was just because I was like, hey, like if I'm not gonna do it, no one's gonna do this for me, right? No one's gonna be putting themselves on camera for you. No one's gonna be the one making the offers for you. You gotta put yourself out there, and you gotta be the one to share with people what you think, how you feel, whatever it is that you think can bring value to people and serve people. That is what you need to start putting out, especially now on social media and Instagram, Facebook, because people are watching. And so as people are watching and you're putting out content, they're gonna start following you because you're the only one that's putting yourself out there and trying to help people and serve people during this time. And so I really recommend for you guys to go, either do a live once a week, either post 3 times a week, do something where you're putting yourself out on social media, out on the internet. And I know a lot of people might be fearful, hey, I don't want to be seen by anyone, I don't want anyone to look at me who's a stranger. But the fact is, everyone's going to see you if you're on social media. If you're on the internet, your information is not safe. And so by this point, I'm sure someone knows how to get a hold of you. Even though that sounds scary, your information is already out there. So if your excuse is, hey, like, I don't want people to know me, then that's not a good excuse because your information is already out there and people already have access to your information, especially if you're on Facebook or Instagram already. And so, yeah, I just want to, encourage you guys to put yourselves out there, put yourselves on camera, even if you don't feel comfortable, even if you feel, weird or awkward. I would really recommend you guys to just practice that because the more that you practice that, the more that you're going to get better at it, and the more that you're going to flow. And the more that you flow, the more that you're going to be able to help people and close deals and just provide value to people because you've done it so many times that you're able to help someone else. If you haven't done it so many times, how are you going to help someone else to do that? Because, for example, if you've never thrown 1,000 free shots in your life, how are you going to help someone make 100 free shots, right? And so the point of the game is repetition. The point of this game is to put yourself out there on camera, because if you don't, then no one's going to be listening to you. If you don't put yourself out there on social media and on camera, no one's going to hear your message and no one's going to care. And so, what you need to realize is, hey, if my message is really that important and if I really want people to hear this, I need to be putting out content consistently, and I need people to know who I am and join my group, and pretty much just keep growing from there. And so that was some of the things that I wanted to share as far as social media platforms go. In my opinion, what I think the best platform to get onto right now might be Facebook or YouTube, because those are platforms that allow you to really kind of have freedom of expression. You could express yourself however you want, and YouTube, they have very special features, especially if you want to do ads. If you want to do ads for the first 30 seconds, it doesn't count as an ad if they watched it. And so those are some of the things that YouTube is great for. Instagram is great if you have shorter form content. And I would say Instagram is great for business, because Facebook has been changing Instagram's platform so that it's more catered towards businesses. So you could change your Instagram to a business profile. I remember someone asking me the other day, hey, how do you set it to a business profile? And I was like, that's so simple. You just go onto your home settings, and then you go to edit profile. You go to the little cog, the gear that's moving, and then you just use that to get, you know, more people to learn about you. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to share for you guys. If you guys, I guess I'll share with you guys also the demographics. If you're on Facebook, you're generally over 25 to 40. You're generally around that age. If you're on Instagram, you're around, I want to say 10 to maybe 12. So you're around 12 to 27, like maybe that age. That's the most popular age group for Instagram. And for YouTube, it's just a bunch of different people, because everyone's on YouTube. So yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to share as far as social media platforms. Hopefully that provided some value for you guys. If you guys didn't know some things about the different social media platforms, Twitter, I would say, is more for like people who are more logical, and people who have content to post, like text that they want to post out on there. So for Twitter, it would be I want to say around 30-year-olds, like 30 plus. Those are the target demographic for Twitter. And for LinkedIn, obviously they're for 30 and up, people who are working professionals, people who want to get hired, and who want to pretty much grow and learn from other people online as well. So yeah, that was pretty much all I wanted to share for today's Success Spotlight. If you guys have any questions, you feel free to reach out to us. But if yeah, that was pretty much the end of this segment. The main point was to share with you guys different platforms on social media that are doing well. Like I said, TikTok is probably the hottest platform right now, and that's because it's such a short form content, and people love that. And so I also think that they have interesting, unique features that Instagram doesn't have. For example, I think there's certain filters that you could do with songs that Instagram doesn't have, and it's way more interactive in the way that you can play around with it and allow people to have a good time using it. So yeah, pretty much that was it for today's Success Spotlight. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one.